Modern warfare. When people say these words, they usually get an image of a popular video game. But to me, I see casualties of war. I see innocent civilians laying in the streets of some third world country. I see crying babies. I see people that are inconsolable. I see destruction, death. I see hell. And America, more often than not, is the person that is pulling the strings behind all these wars. And the sad truth is, the next war isn't even here yet, and I'm already against it. And it's sad that people will argue with me all the time, and they think that patriotism is standing behind America no matter how wrong or how dirty or bloody America's hands are. We have so much to answer for, so many crimes against humanity and the people of this planet. Yet we stand and we wave our flag and we say that we're the best and we're proud to be Americans and we bleed red, white, and blue and all these other trite, insincere slogans and campaigns, and when all we're doing is obeying the people that are pulling our strings. We're standing behind people that don't believe in us or represent our ideals. The thing that America was built upon isn't reflected in reality in today's civilization, and it hasn't been for a long, long time. So what we're representing and what we are patriotic about doesn't even exist today, and that's why I'm against America. To be honest, I hate soldiers, not because of who they are, but all the things that they represent. Their primary function isn't to think. Their primary function isn't to lead. It is to follow. So when someone says you go in that direction there, and whatever people you see in that direction right there, you fill them with bullets. You blow them the fuck up. You burn them. You just totally destroy everything that is that way. And they say, "Sir, yes, sir." That's what they do. Dear American soldier, I am not your enemy, and neither are the multitude of people that think like me. Your enemy is the empire in which you are sworn to protect. They're the ones that don't care about you. They're the ones that send you to your death. They're the ones that lie to you. There's a misconception that the American soldiers protect the American people. They protect our freedom. They keep us safe from all harm. And they really don't do that at all. They're not paid to do that. That's not in their job description. They're there to protect the politicians from the American people getting in their fucking ass for being fucked up. If there was really a war where the people tried to overthrow the government, you know what the government would do? They would use the soldiers against the American people, and you would have people with American flags on their shoulder occupying the streets of America, protecting the American people from themselves. We wage war at our own detriment. We allow evil men to dictate the outcome of our young people's lives. They come in the inner cities and take our young men and send them across the water to die alone for a cause that is fiction. So when I speak abrasively about soldiers being this or soldiers being that, I'm not even talking about you. I'm talking about the unseen hand that is guiding you. They are the ones that don't value you as a human being or as an individual. They are the ones that don't value you as an individual or even as a human being. All you are to them is an asset, a tool to be used against whatever foe that they decide that they want to steal from and defeat this year. And you know what? That's the root of my anger. That's the root of my frustration. That's the root of my rebelliousness. Everyone seems to see America and the world for what it is, and I get mad because I see America and the world for what it could be. If we really wanted it, and needed it like we need and want our next breath of air, if we fought for it like that, but we fight for things and ideals that don't work in our best interest. It's like we're running on a treadmill. We're sweating, we're out of breath, we stink, but we're not getting anywhere. All of our effort is for someone else. to invade, occupy, rape, pillage, burn, and bomb a country into submission? This is how you give them freedom? But then you're always gonna have these fucking people that just don't get it and don't get that they don't get it. They're gonna be like, oh, my husband was in the military, or my brother was in the military, or my grandfather was in the military, or my sister or brother or uncle or aunt or whatever the fuck was in the military. And I'm like, what does that have to do with big collars and disco shirts? Just because someone is related to you or is your friend or your significant other doesn't make everything that they do justifiable. You know, that's like saying my grandfather was in the KKK, and I love my grandfather, and he was smart, and he was a good person. You know, sure, your grandfather might have been the world's best grandfather to you, but I'm sure the black men way back in the day didn't think so much of your grandpappy. You know, the same with the military. Your husband might be the world's greatest and most loyal husband, but, you know, he's still essentially a hired killer. He goes to other countries and takes what's theirs and kills them. That is his primary responsibility in the military. Why is it that other countries are always considered terrorists when they wield weapons such as guns, bullets, knives, smoke, missiles, and when we do it, we're considered heroes, patriots, freedom fighters? You know, if America was truly interested in a war on terror, all of our missiles that we have would be pointed at ourselves, and we would launch them, and we would push the button to our ultimate destruction. I believe that every single last soldier that has ever died in Afghanistan or Iraq has died for no reason whatsoever. Have you ever stopped and took one moment to consider just how ignorant, asinine, and totally counterproductive war really is? Seriously, we fight wars that don't have anything to do with us. It's like someone saying that your mom is a fat, ugly skank of a whore, and you sending me, a person that you've never met before or has nothing to do with the situation of your mom, to fight your battle. So I'm gonna punch this guy in the mouth because he called your mom a whore. What the fuck does that have to do with me? I don't give a fuck if he called your mom a whore. Your mom probably is a whore, and she's deserving of someone calling her a whore. So what the fuck do I care? And it's like, I think that the presidents and heads of state, if they have problems with one another, they shouldn't send us to go handle it. They should be man or woman enough to handle it themselves. You know, so if Bin Laden had a fucking problem with George Bush or vice versa, if they really cared about the people, they wouldn't send the people that they are sworn to protect. They'd go themselves. You know, like the Knights of the Round Table. You know, the king would go and kick the other king's ass. You know, like, man, nah. You guys don't gotta fight my battle. You know, I want that fucking oil field over there. So I'm gonna go over there, kick the shit out of this guy, and take his oil field like that. Yeah, that would be awesome. If you got your ass whooped, then you just get your ass whooped. But why do you have to send our best, youngest, and brightest over there to put their lives on the line for something that doesn't even benefit them? You know, what the fuck do I want with an oil field? I drive a fucking hybrid. What the fuck do I need with a fucking oil field, you know? And gas is still $16,995, your left lung, a kidney, and your firstborn child. What the fuck? Think about this. Military personnel take an oath to defend us against all threats, foreign and domestic. All threats, foreign and domestic. You feel me? All threats, foreign and domestic. Now, doesn't that sound so noble and courageous? But look behind the statement. Look at the real meaning. Let's say that the people finally get some heart, some balls, and common sense and decide that our beloved government is really a transnational private corporate empire masquerading as a democracy. When you color outside the lines and you don't listen to what the government says, guess what you get? You get to be a domestic terrorist. Guess what you get? You get to be enemy of the state. Guess what you get? You get to be a political prisoner like Sundiata Acoli, like Mumia Abu Jamal. You get to be outcasted, never to come back to America like Assata Shakur.